Kilmar Abrego Garcia. There has been some, people have been, the whole thing has been about due process and whether or not he is truly a member of the MS-13 gang. Why didn't he get due process? Then the administration admitted that it was they said it was a technical glitch or a paperwork or something, a flaw, a mistake, that he was sent to this El Salvadorian gulag, what some folks are calling a concentration camp. Well, Donald Trump has a few things to say about that. Terry Moran, to his credit, challenged him on this issue, but I believe in the end, by moving on, he just kind of, I think, let him off the hook. I would have leaned into this part.
This is a MS-13 gang member, a tough cookie, been in lots of skirmishes, beat the hell out of his wife, and the wife was petrified to even talk about him, okay? This is not an innocent, wonderful gentleman from Maryland.
I'm not saying he's a good guy. It's about the rule of law. The order from the Supreme Court stands,
he came
sir.
into our country illegally.
You could get him
okay,
back.
pause.
There's a phone on this desk.
Okay, pause. That's very important too. But let me tell you, now I want you to listen to this. As I told you real quick, Andy, just right here, can you put the picture up of with the MS-13 on the fingers? Right. Okay. So you guys see that is computer generated. I just want you to explain that. Okay. This is allegedly Kilmar Abrego Garcia's hand and tattoo. Now you can see the MS-13. Right now, does that look real? Do you understand how I explained it? And everybody, can you see that? Do you understand what I'm saying? This is a very important part of the lesson. Now, does that look like it's part of the tattoo, or does it look like they're trying to tell you it's an M? Right? So they're trying to tell you this is what these symbols allegedly mean. That's what they believe that they mean. He does not have MS-13 on his fingers. Support from this program today comes from Shopify. Okay, Shopify is our supporter and sponsor of this show today, and we appreciate having Shopify. I'm just going to tell you right off, you should go to shopify.com/lemon. Andy? Shopify.com/lemon. Let me tell you why. Because everybody has a dream. Everybody wants to be something when they grow up. Even when they're grown up, they want to be something. I would love to be president. I'd love to be all of these things. And then after a while, you guys know, right? You get tired of working for people. You get tired of being at the whims of an employer, a boss that you don't like, come in and do this and blah, blah, blah. You can't set your own schedule. You got to get up at all hours. You know what I'm talking about. And then you say, look, I would like to do my own thing. I need to start my own business. I've always had this dream of becoming an entrepreneur, of having my own business, of being able, even if you don't want to be like, I don't have to be, a quadrillionaire. That's a technical word. Look it up. I don't have to be a quadrillionaire or a gazillionaire. I would just like to be able to have a sustainable life, be able to feed my family, take care of health, all of those things. Well, that is where today's sponsor comes in, and that is Shopify. So Shopify can help you become a small business owner like I did. And by the way, we're setting up an e-commerce store soon, and we're going to do it through Shopify. Okay? So if you have a dream to start a new business, to become an entrepreneur, this is what you need to do. You need to give your dreams the best shot that they have of becoming a reality. You can turn your dreams into a ka-ching. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names to brands that are just getting started, okay? Like the Don Lemon Show or the LMN. Lemon Media Network. It can help you design a website. It has beautiful, ready-to-go templates to match your brand style. If you need a hand, get help with everyday tasks like enhancing product images, writing product descriptions, or generating discount codes with Shopify's AI tools created for commerce. What if people haven't heard of my brand? Shopify helps you find your customers with easy-to-run email and social media campaigns. And what if I get stuck? Shopify. Always around to share advice. Award-winning 24/7 customer service, okay? So turn your dreams into and give them the best shot at success with Shopify. So sign up for your $1. What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? $1 per month trial and start selling today. Go to shopify.com/lemon, 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 and turn your dreams into ka-ching. And so look, all right, so right there, that is allegedly a photo of him, of Abrego Garcia's fingers. It's not there. This is when Tom Homan went to visit him. Excuse me. Yeah, Tom Homan. No, not Tom Homan. Chris Van Hollen. Pardon me. Chris Van Hollen went to visit him in El Salvador. That's his hand with the fingers. No M, no S, no 1, no 3. The tattoos are still there, though. Can't get it. This is him in the Oval Office. He has been showing this. He believes it. He thinks it's real. He's been showing this off in the Oval Office, people. So let's go to the Substack, okay? And let's read it because I lay it out for you plainly and clearly in my Substack, okay? So one must do is go to the Don Lemon, just go donlemon.com to Substack, and I explain it to you, and you will get more analysis there, okay? And so in the Substack, this is what I call it. I say the glitch in the machine. What we saw in Donald Trump's latest interview wasn't just misinformation, it was detachment. And the most dangerous glitch may no longer be his alone. Now, is it when people say it's not me, it's you? Is it not him? Maybe it's us. Okay. And so I'm just going to read through it because I think it's very important that you understand this and that you can tell this to the folks who are saying, oh my God, I think that we should, give him some time. And okay, there comes a time in the life of a nation that must choose between the comfort of myth and the discomfort of truth. We are living in that time now. This is very important. Now, you could see it in Donald Trump's recent interview with ABC's Terry Moran, a moment that should have been about clarity, leadership, or at the very least accountability, instead became a window into something much darker, not just evasion, not just arrogance, but detachment. It is dangerous. The kind of detachment that occurs when a man mistakes performance for policy and propaganda for proof. This is propaganda. He believes it. Now, is he being intentionally deceived by these people, by his own people? Maybe. Asked about Kilmar Abrego Garcia, a Maryland father deported despite a federal judge ruling his removal unlawful, Trump didn't blink. He claimed the man had MS-13 tattoos on his knuckles. It's right there in the photo, he said. That's what he said during the interview, except it wasn't. There's no verified evidence that Abrego Garcia was ever affiliated with MS-13. No confirmed tattoos. Experts say the photo Trump referenced may have been altered. Still, he pushed forward as if the truth were a minor inconvenience rather than the foundation of justice. This wasn't just misinformation. It was a glitch, a rupture in the narrative. A man whose reality is so rigidly self-curated that when it collides with facts, it buckles. He freaks out. He glitches. And the glitch didn't stop there. Okay? So I'm going to fact check you because I wish that, I think Terry Moran is great. Terry Moran does Nightline. He's great. And I know it's a tough job. So I don't mean to just criticize him. I'm just telling you what I would do. Trump repeated the claim. The glitch didn't stop there. Trump repeated the claim. One he's made for years, that he presided over the greatest economy in the history of the world. That's not exaggeration. That is fiction. The numbers don't lie. Keep going. Yes, the unemployment rate dipped to 3.5% in 2019. That's when he was president. Yes, the stock market surged, but these were not feats, born of singular brilliance. He leaves out a lot here. They were the result of a decade-long recovery that began under President Barack Obama. These are the facts. This isn't the spin. This isn't the bullshit that he's going to tell you. He drafted off of Barack Obama's economy. And remember, Barack Obama pulled the economy out of the toilet from George Bush. I'm just saying. These are the facts. Read them and weep, MAGA and Donald Trump and his administration. They were the result of a decade-long recovery that began under President Barack Obama. GDP growth under Trump never exceeded 2.9%. And remember, the first quarter now, it is down the first time since 2022. The same high Obama reached in 2015. Obama had the same high in 2015. The trade deficit widened. And when the pandemic struck, nearly 22 million jobs vanished under Donald Trump. By the end of his term, the economy had a net loss of nearly 3 million jobs. But we had the best economy under Trump. Yet in Trump's telling, those losses never happened, just like those tattoos. He claimed inflation was a Biden-era problem, but the truth is more complicated than that. Inflation peaked to 9.1% in June of 2022, and yes, that was under Joe Biden. High, yes, but not the highest in American history. He says that in the interview, that it's the highest in 40 years, but maybe the highest ever, not the highest. And certainly not caused by one man alone. Again, I'm giving you facts. The surge was the result of a pandemic-scarred supply chain, an overstimulated economy, and global shocks like the war in Ukraine. And Trump's fingerprints are on the foundations of this. Let me explain, because people like to start at a certain point in time to give you bullshit, to taint the narrative, to change the narrative in their favor. His administration approved over $3 trillion in emergency relief. Necessary, yes, but inflationary over time. His tariffs on Chinese imports acted as stealth taxes, quietly raising prices on goods from washing machines to construction materials. Biden's $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan added fuel to the fire. There is some blame to go around, but it wasn't just Biden. He keeps trying to blame Biden. Donald Trump's fingerprints are all over the foundation of this. Both presidents spent. The pandemic broke the supply chain. The demand came roaring back, and working families bore the costs. Remember how poorly he handled the pandemic. It was going to go away. It was the flu. Do not take it seriously. In the meantime, our economy was going off a cliff. So Trump stood in front of the camera and pretended it had nothing to do with him. When asked about his Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth in this interview from last night, currently under investigation for using encrypted messaging apps to discuss classified military operations, Trump didn't engage. He scoffed. What a stupid question, as if accountability were beneath him. He then claimed that Vladimir Putin probably wants peace in Ukraine. On the very same week, Russia launched missiles at civilian cities. If this were satire, we call it too on the nose. They would say, this is too much. You can't do this. But you want to say satire. But the most unsettling moment may not have come from Trump himself, but from what he allowed to happen in silence. When his current senior advisor, Stephen Miller, and I'm getting to the heart of what's going on here, stood before the press and falsely declared that the Supreme Court ruled 9-0 in their favor in Albrego Garcia's case, Trump said nothing. He let him go on. Maybe he believed it. The truth? The court ruled 9-0 against the administration. That's not a slip. That is a strategy. So we're left to ask, is this blind, the blind leading the blind? Is it the delusional leading the delusional? Or the intentionally deceptive leading the intentionally deceived? Which is it? Because the glitch isn't just the man. It's the machine that sustains him. It is the MAGA folks who believe him. It is the machine, the infrastructure around him that causes him to say these things, and then he believes it. And it is the media outlets that carry his distortions unfiltered and unchallenged in the moment. It's in the political class that finds his lies useful. It's in the public fatigue that confuses repetition with truth. And yes, it is in us if we're not careful. We are no longer debating policy. We are debating reality right now. Why the fuck are we debating reality? We're still giving airtime to a man who can't or won't differentiate between the story he tells and the country he's breaking. The danger is not simply that Trump believes his own myths. It's that millions do too. Millions of people believe it. The MAGA folks believe it. In people who are not even MAGA believe it. There are probably people out there who are saying, I thought the man had MS-13 tattoos on, and they're not Trump supporters. They probably believed it because they hear it. The repetition about the greatest economy, the repetition about inflation, the repetition about the stock market, all lies, and people believe it because they repeat it. We must not let this moment pass without reflection, because if the glitch is no longer just his, if it lives in our institutions, in our silence, if it lives in our institutions, this glitch in our judicial system, in the Department of Justice, in the media, if it lives in the institutions or in our silence, in our willingness to pretend that this is normal, false equivalency, normalizing, then the machine isn't just malfunctioning, it is rewriting the truth. It is whitewashing Donald Trump's history, his past, his present, and his future. And what we do next will say everything about whether we still recognize it. If we are allowing ourselves to be intentionally deceived because 1, apathy, 2, it's too hard to fight against, 3, we just relent, or 4, we want to believe it. That interview was a humdinger of an interview where he believes his own lies, or he is too stupid to understand reality. Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you next time.